Okay, hadn't been on for a while. Been busy doing a little work down in Jacksonville and stuff, and so just hadn't had time to get out here to Mutt's place for a while. But I did want to show y'all, these are the pine trees that come from the state nursery. By the way, they don't give these away, and they don't sell them at discount. It's $63 a thousand for this particular kind. It's called a slash pine. It's a good tree. This is what we call a dabbler. You can call it either one, I suppose. I just made it yesterday because I couldn't find either one of mine. I've had two for years, and I know that I loaned one to a guy, but and I know that he brought it back, but I can't find it. What I don't know is what I've done with it. So I'm going to show you how we plant these trees the hard way. I planted some yesterday afternoon. You see those? Can you see that little tree sticking up there? They're out here around and about. That's the little pine trees that's going to be out here in all this trash in these woods. But they'll come up and they'll look good in 3 or 4 years. They'll be shining out here pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to show you that in a minute. And while let me start this again. Watching one lonely farmer this morning before I went to men's prayer breakfast. I always go to a men's prayer breakfast every time I can, the first Saturday of the month. It's just a small breakfast. There's 35 to 45 men out there. And I'll go ahead and say the reason I like to go to that men's prayer breakfast, a lot of men go to church because of their wife, or because they want to teach their youngins to go to church, or because their mother-in-law, or because they're chasing some girl or whatever. That's a lot of reasons that men go to church. But when men go to a prayer breakfast on Saturday morning, they go because they love the Lord. That's why they go. They're not making an impression, not trying to make an impression on anybody but the Lord Himself. That's why they do it. That's why I enjoy that prayer breakfast so well, because it is genuine. The other thing I want to talk with you about before I get started on this was one lonely farmer's comment on the government's interference. Now, I'm like a lot of other people that made comments on that. I think that might have been just a little ruse. A text message from the government I don't think happens. But I can tell you this. These pine trees that I'm planting, I bought them with my money. All the pine trees I've ever planted my whole life, I've bought with my money. All the land that I've ever prepared, I've prepared with my money. I've never took any kind of government program of that sort, other than tobacco buyout program that I inherited. So I got in on that when I bought the farm from my parents. Here's the thing, in my opinion, and one of the commenters this morning mentioned that. You don't get anything from the government, any government. Governments are formed to control people. And when you go to the governments to help you, they will take more than they give. That's always the case. That's never different. Any government. When I was, even before I come along, I'm just going to use this as an example. Farmers went to the government saying, we need help for this, that, or the other. Droughts, storms, markets, subsidies, that sort of thing. Loans for equipment, that sort of thing. The government was proud to step in. How many small farmers do you see out there today? They've been put out of business. They've been put out of business because people that lobby and people that manage, politicians, wind up with all the benefits, the subsidies. So you got corporate farms, you got big farms, and they're doing a great job as far as producing food. All I'm saying is the family farms have died. And I don't want to get too much in on that kind of political stuff, but I will say this. You'll get less from the government than you expect, and they'll take more than you will expect. So it's not a good idea to place your faith in politics or in politicians or in government or in any of the worldly things of that nature. I'm like one lonely farmer. I don't want them in my business. I don't want to fill out paperwork. I don't want somebody telling me what to do. That's why I've always planted my trees and done my things myself. I want as little government involvement as I can possibly get. That's my nature. I know that there's other people that don't look at it that way. I saw on the news where 84% of the youth in Iowa voted for Bernie Sanders, a declared socialist. Pretty amazing to me. But I'm not being critical. Everybody can, everybody's got their own opinion. We all got one, and that's mine. The less I have to do with bureaucrats, lawmakers, lawyers, the less I have to do with them, the happier I am. That's my opinion. I'm going to get off this soapbox and walk out here and show you the hard way to plant pine trees. Okay, let me step off of this for just a minute. Okay, I don't know how this is going to work so very well. I was going to have, like I say, I've been to the prayer breakfast, and I didn't go by and get my wife to help me drop these trees or help me take this film because it's cold out here today. It's down to, I don't know, maybe 45, so I'm about to freeze to death, and I know she would be. I don't like to, I don't like to put her out this kind of stuff. But this is the way it goes if you can see it. It's not very easy, is it? It's hard to do with the camera in your hand. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. But that's the way, right there you do it. And you take a tree, I'll just throw them down there. And you take that tree and you just stick it right in that hole right there. And kind of knock that dirt back in there around it. And that's the way you do it. And you just do it all out here in this rough ground as you see fit. All out there. You just kind of scatter them out. It's not an easy way to plant trees, but it's a cheap way, and it's an effective way. I didn't want to have them come out here with their equipment and plow this up, tear it up, bed it up. They'll make big old high beds. Plus, it's hard to get anybody to do a small job. This is only 4 acres, and they don't want to bring their equipment out here for 4 acres, or they don't want to. They won't do it. You can get them planted maybe, but a lot of times even at that, the guy that plants, he'll wait till his season's about over, till it's about too late to plant before he'll come by and plant a plot this small, so just about had to do it by hand, and but that's all right. That doesn't bother me a bit to do that. But I just wanted to show you how it's done. I'll show you one more here. Let me walk over here to pick me another spot, and it's just kind of random. Let's see. I don't want to get too close. But you job that thing down in there. It's got a. Of course, if I had both hands on it, it might be a little easier on me. You see that cut through a root right there. Let me get a tree. And you just stick it in there like that right there. Now all you people that's going to make comments about what I had to say about the government and all that, don't get offended about what I said. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it, just like you're entitled to yours. So don't get so excited and get all bent out of shape If you want to disagree with me, that's fine. I understand that. Just don't, don't let it bother you. It's just my opinion. Y'all have a nice day, and I thank you very much for watching. I'm going to get to work. All right. I'll give you some more unsolicited opinions while I'm walking back to the truck to get a few more trees. By the way, it was 45 a few minutes ago. It must be about 85 now. Since I got the job of them holes in the dirt. Makes a difference, don't it? I did want to say that I don't want you to think that I'm anti-government as a whole. I understand you have to have government to protect yourselves from other governments. And there has to be highways built. And there's a role for government, that's true. All I'm saying is we shouldn't be so government dependent. We shouldn't depend on the government to take care of every little detail in our life, because they'll be happy to do that. They'll take care of every little detail in your life. Whew! I've made it back to the truck now. I'm gonna shut this coat, I think, and go back out there and plant another handful of trees. And y'all, thanks for watching. You know what? I don't know if I got that video or not, but anyway, we was back over there a few minutes ago, and I left my dab road at that line of trees, the ones that ain't close together. But anyway, Miss Kate come after dinner and helped me, and we got about, I don't know, probably about 300 trees out, and we're tired, and we're going to the house, and she done got back there to the truck. She's ready to go, and I don't blame her. She's been a big help. We've got all sore muscles, like I was saying. We're gonna go to the house, and I was saying, I don't know if you heard it on the other thing or not, but we'll find out tonight. We'll get into the computer. I was saying that there's a girl named Brandy Clark that done an album called 12 Stories, I believe is what it's called. 12 songs she wrote. And she's one of my, she's the best. She's just the best. No doubt about it. And she got a line in one of those songs that's about taking pills and stuff. And that line says, got a little pain, just take a little pill. And if you ever get a chance to hear her music, you ought to take a listen to it. It's really good. But so tonight, that little pill is going to settle them old aching bones down, arthritis and stuff I got. I get out here and get to work, and I can't hardly walk. But we going in for the day, and tomorrow's the day of rest that we're going to enjoy in the Lord's house. So y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching. See you later.